Hello guys, welcome. Ladies and gents, hope we're all doing really well. Welcome to the final few days of trading for the stream for the year. Let's have a good one. Let's end on high. It's been a fantastic year. Let's see what we can come up with moving forward here today and for the remainder of the week. Let's get the show on the road, guys. Good morning, good afternoon. As always, very good evening. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Welcome. So as I mentioned, last few streams of the year, possibly tomorrow might be the last one. I'm not too sure just yet, but I'm thinking it could be tomorrow. But yeah, well, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the charts like we always do, analyze both GJ and gold, see what we can come up with moving forward. It is a big week, guys, a huge week moving forward with FOMC to I think it's FOMC. Yeah, you got the statement that's on Thursday, so it's going to be a massive week ahead. Markets could be a little bit docile perhaps in the lead up to that until obviously the decision comes out. We've also, excuse me, got some high impact news in between on the pound as well, and it is also time for the monetary policy report on the pound later this week as well on Thursday. So could be a little bit of a quiet one prior to those major news events, but anyway, see what I can come up with. My issue with trading this time of year, I mentioned it to you guys last week, I mentioned it once again to the members, is the fact that with the lack of liquidity in the market right now, what you're going to find is pretty much from now, maybe towards the end of this week, you'll start to see it more, but what you're going to find is the spreads are going to start to widen randomly. You have moments where they go down, then I'll pop up, and yeah, it'll be a bit all over the shop. You're also going to see situations where counters will just be, you know, you might be in a 5-pip profit and all of a sudden you're down 10 pips in a blink of an eye. That's the type of shenanigans that happens around this time of year. So that's the reason why I don't choose to trade it. If you guys like to trade it and, you know, you're happy to, by all means. But for me, look, even this week, very low risk. I said to my guys yesterday, for me, this week is like no more than half risk on every trade. So anyway, guys, let's get cracking. Let's have a look at it, and let's quickly look at the news again today. Do we have anything to be concerned about during our session? We do have some high impact euro news to come. Is it German? It's French. It is German as well, so that definitely something we need to keep a bit of an eye on, because that does tend to impact the pound as well. We do have obviously some flash PMI, manufacturing and services PMI, to come for the pound after the stream today. So again, could be a little bit quiet until then. But anyway, that's just something to be aware of, guys, and we will now finally get underway with why we're all here, the analysis, and see what we can come up with. All right, starting with GJ, and what we can see is that previous weekly candle was a very strong bullish candle. So based off that, if we were to break the high of that candle, then there's a good chance we would make another move to the upside. However, let's see what we've got in the minor time frames. Anything to suggest that maybe, because we are tapping into some support here to the left, could we potentially reject? So what I'm going to do is mark in current daily candle was low, or weekly, and also the previous weekly candle was high. I want to see what we've got either side of those levels. Onto the daily. Structure wise, we still do remain bearish. We do have counter probabilities though to the upside. Previous daily closed a weak bullish candle, leaving pretty much long wick in our direction. Current candle has broken a high, but have we grabbed that liquidity once again from some support here to the left? Only upper wick on the new weekly, potentially, before we head down. So looking at from two different perspectives here, the buy side and the sell side. Seeing we do have the high, low. By way of counter probabilities, there's a good chance it could continue to the upside, but seeing it's at a support here to the left with the bearish structure, could also be maybe a potential level price could begin to reject. So we are technically bearish with counter probabilities to the upside. The 4 hour, it is bullish. It's definitely bullish. At this rate, it won't flip back bearish until really below this long wick, so therefore that whole area of support. Very tricky price action, but what we do have is lower high, lower low in a current candle, which did reject almost at the resistance yet again. I'm going to mark in, so we're going to focus on the most recent resistance for the time being, and we'll mark in levels above it if we need to need to. Time being, we'll focus on most recent resistance and most recent support. And what we can see is, like I said, we are technically bullish, but we are not really trending at the moment, just ranging, consolidating on the 4 hour. Do have lower high, lower low though. On to the 30-minute time frame. All right, so let's look at this properly. So the highest point of the market structure is this point here. The 2 candle pullback in the opposite direction is here. So we flip bearish, and the lowest point of this impulse in the downside, let's just mark it in for horizontal, is that point there. What we can see is we've not closed below it, or we closed above it. So anywhere in between this, we are technically going to be bearish in structure. So therefore, what we do have is right now a neutral bias. We've got the 4 hour and the weekly is bullish. We've got the daily structure and the 30-minute structure bearish. So really I could trade in either direction, but right now, as we can see, we're smack bang right in the middle of this range, the recent 4 hour resistance and support. So what I'm going to need to likely do on GJ is simply wait for price to either pull back up to retest resistance around at 194.50, look for rejection, or look for price to begin to pop above that level. And there could be options to potentially buy it. So long as we've got the margin, that isn't another issue. We may not necessarily have the margin. Go down to the 15. Let's just adjust that to the highest point of any bearish candle. And let's just see if we do have any margin above that point to take it up towards the next minor resistance. We maybe, depending on the closure, obviously. But potential buys above that 194.566. Sells if we do reject, as I mentioned, that resistance. And I think you guys know exactly what I'm about to do next, and that's to the downside. Very similar. What I'm going to look for is price to come back down, tap into this 4 hour zone, bounce off it, look for my potential buys, or begin to reject it and look for my sells below. We've got some pretty clean traffic below it, like so. That point, we're breaking the current daily candles low. So again, it's a high probability of seeing we do have that higher low to the previous candle. There's not much of a need for it to come back down to retest our low and break below it. If we do so, what you could say is potentially we've rejected this resistance to the left, and if we start to pop below the support here, bring the drawings back up, got some clean traffic, so there could be options at that point to look for the potential sell. So pretty straightforward. I think it's very easy analysis to follow, guys. If you liked it, or if you didn't, smash the like button, do me a favor. Today's GJ. All right, let's just see what sort of margin do we have below this wick. About 15 pips to the 4 hour zone, a little bit more to the 30-minute zone. We would adjust this along. I don't want to keep it deep. I tend to keep the zones more deep early in the week, where price is sort of feeling itself out to see which direction it wants to grab liquidity from and begin to potentially trend, form support, and bounce off and trend, so on and so forth. So I'm going to keep it a little bit deeper for now. So for the time being, likely just going to wait for price to reach one of our tradable levels. So move on to gold in the meantime. Hopefully that made sense once again, guys. Gold in a bit of a downtrend at the moment by the looks of it. Looking at the weekly, previous weekly did close back a very weak bullish candle. We spent the most part of it engulfing that previous weekly candle, only to reject towards the end of the week. So if we were to begin to break the low of that previous candle, it's a good chance we could continue to the downside. This is just marking a current daily low. Onto the weekly, daily, sorry. Now what we can see structure wise, we still remain bearish. What we do also have is that big strong rejection, but we are closing in on the major support here around that 26.31 sort of region. And what we do have in the current daily candle is a lower high, lower low. So if we begin to break around low, then I feel there's a good chance for price to come back down towards that 26.31. There is, believe it or not, about 110, 120 pips in that. So could be options potentially below the current daily candles low for themselves. Looking at on the 4 hour, that still looks to be technically bullish. Believe it or not, it is. Once again, That's the highest point, or there's a little bit of a high point just here, but we're not closed above it. We're not closed above this initial high. Therefore, the swing, the origin is that point there. We've not closed below it, not closed above the high, not nor if we close below the low. So technically, it's bullish on the 4 hour. But we have obviously rejected that resistance, a very strong level of resistance for key level. We're at 27.30 sort of region. So what we're going to do is mark in support, the most recent support. Below it, we'll see what we've got in way of price action on 30 if we do have some clean levels. To the upside, we won't bother marking anything just yet. We'll wait till we go to 30 just now. All right. On to 15. All right. So can now adjust this. Is the lowest point of any bullish candle is support. So that becomes the level I want to start closing below in order to look for sells. At that point, there's a high probability we're going to retest the current daily candles low. If we do have the volume, if we do have the momentum, we do have some clean traffic to the left hand side as well to potentially come back down towards this 26.36 sort of region. So that could be definitely a target. What else I can see just now is you have formed resistance within the current day's candle at this point just here. Do we have some sell options potentially coming up? Just close this M30 bearish. Got a little bit of minor support just here. Want to see some closures below. Gonna include that bearish wick. Close below 26.52. And we may have some potential early sell options. So change that to 15-minute zone. I would consider potential sells below that point. Now, further sell options would be pretty much upon a pullback. So I'm not too keen on buying gold, to be honest. If we are to look to the left, first of all, it's against the 30-minute structure. That won't flip until closure above 26.65 roughly. Not only that, 15, you're running into a little bit more resistance. Perhaps above 26.56 could be a better option. It is cleaner above that level. 57, sorry. But as long as we remain below it, all I'd be waiting for is the potential option to sell below the most recent support, or even if we start to pop below 26.49.50 potentially. Otherwise, just wait for the pullback, resistance, and then potentially sell it. I'd rather look for the sells moving forward today on gold, so I'll probably stick with that bias for the time being. Unless we start to pop above, I'll just mark it in with horizontal. That level there. Alright, I'll include that whole zone. So buys above that point. That's when I might start trusting it, because we've got some clean traffic. And we could say we're bouncing off the 4-hour support. 4 hours got higher lows, higher highs as well. So 30-minute will have higher lows, higher highs. So that's the confluence for the potential buys. Otherwise, preferring to sell. That is gold, guys. Hopefully that made sense. And yeah, likely going to be the focus as well. Yeah, that's about it. Now, definitely at the moment more interested in gold. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, guys, who have we got here today? Beats, good morning to you, mate. Carl, good morning to you. Going to get the all-important coffee. No trades without me. All good, mate. We'll wait for you. I've got mine here. Stinking hot day, but I've got the fan putting it on me, so it's okay. It's not too bad. 40-degree scorcher here in Melbourne today. Lau, good morning to you, my friend. Welcome. Franco, great to have you on the stream as usual. Members, here is the link. Alright, gold breaking, no impulse entries. No chance I'm looking to take an impulse entry just here. I'm gonna patiently wait and see. And if in the meantime it makes the move and don't have the margin, then what I may need to do is, have we got the margin below this support here? Potentially. That becomes the next level of interest. Yeah, so we'll see how this candle closes. Hey Carl, you're back. 4 million, oh, 4 million as one trade. Not in a trade, so unfortunately not, my friend. One day. Speaking of, there'll be a few who own this beast. Bitcoin, wow, new all-time high yet again today. Not really, well, not at the moment filtering into the altcoins for those who are interested in crypto. A lot of the altcoins have just been stuck in a range, basically, because Bitcoin's doing its thing. But what that usually leads to is people will take profits out of Bitcoin into some of these altcoins. A lot of the time the meme coins get a bit of a pump off the back of it. So I've got a few leverage bets on some meme coins at the moment. And I don't mind them pulling back a bit more, to be honest. Very low margin, leverage, just 2x. I don't know if I can bother with TikTok today. Let's see, if this was to be the lowest point, got 10 pips. That's gonna be a tough one, guys, to look for sales at the moment. So what's the deal, guys? What are you guys thinking? You guys gonna be trading the whole week, or anyone got any plans? Are you gonna take a bit of a break? Do you guys trade all throughout? If you do, let me know how you find it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trading it. I just have my theories about it and my concerns from what I've seen in the past. Abdul, good morning to you, mate. So I choose to take it as a chance to do some testing. Carl, usually it's been my last day till 16th Jan. Yeah, to be honest, I usually wrap it up the week before Christmas. That's when I tend to wrap it up. I mean, I think it relates across the board in all different asset classes. I was even watching a crypto podcast where I was saying usually this time of year is a nightmare to trade if you are actually trading instead of actually holding bags or whatever, because of the lack of liquidity in the market. It makes the, you know, some unusual spikes in price. Equities are the same. My question is it too late to get involved in the crypto? I think bag holding could be a little bit late if you haven't got any, to be honest. DJ is looking very nasty. This sort of move really gives me the error, so I prefer to stay away from it when it's a bit like this. Looks like it's going to make a nice clean move down and just pop straight back up. Jay Smith, good morning to you. So it's officially complete, guys. The course, it's officially complete, and it's included with the VIP membership, which is something I decided. I had a long, hard think about it, and I think it's only fair to share it with those guys. So 140 pages of content includes some, obviously, the video content within it as well. You can now play the video content from the actual document itself. So all the screenshots, all the dot points or numbered points as to how to look and take your entries and manage trades and things like that. So it's all officially there. It's all inclusive in the VIP. So I think you guys would have a bit of fun over the holidays doing some study. Spelled scalp. May have on what, the title? Half the time I'm asleep. Yeah, I did. Thank you for making me aware of that. I got fast fingers and I just assume it's correct without actually reading it. Yeah, it should be better now. Carl. Jay Smith, pretty great. Glad you appreciate it. Keep an eye. I will upload some content over the holiday break. Definitely a lot of YouTube shorts, but also I intend to upload a few other videos as well. You know what, Carl? They used to call me Magic Hands in my old workplace, so go figure. No, nothing to do with that, but still. I was, if there was a way to hurt your hands and your fingers, I was the guy who'd do it at work. And I was the unlucky one who got stuck in a hospital for 2 weeks because of a bloody staph infection from a broken finger, surgery on a broken finger, on a crushed finger. So that's where I got the nickname from. I remember saying to the surgeon at the time, just chop, honestly, just chop what you have to, chop it off, chop the top knock off if you have to. But he managed to save it. He fused it. Took the top part of the knuckle out actually. So looks a bit funny, that finger, but it's that's the trick. Alright, so this rate looks like we were still waiting on gold. 15 is closed back above the support, so there is nothing. And either way, there's likely going to be nothing below this current level. Look, it all depends on the closure, but the reality is we're not likely going to have the margin. We'll see. See anyway. I'll keep it in there. Oh, no comment. So I suck being stuck in hospital for, it was 12 days. It was just under 2 weeks. For a bloody finger. Pretty gruesome sight. I could see the full insides and the bone on the daily because that's a scrape out the what's it called, clean it out, and antibacteria, what's it called, for what, the betadine, that's it, that stuff. Clean out betadine how many times a day, I can't remember. Plus I had to go under every second day for like 45 minutes or so I could really scrape it at it properly, like all the dead flesh and all that from the infection. It was pretty gruesome. Yeah, no margin on GJ. Oh, so flag traveling time with nickname Fast Fingers, and you want just believe you got it. Staph infection from I left myself wide open, didn't I? Where have I been sticking my fingers? And you guys wish to know. You wish you could know. It's actually got caught under a forklift ramp, believe it or not. Bloody ramp fell on my hand. Broke a few fingers, but completely crushed one.
Hey, good morning, man.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Thank you, I'm fine.
That's it, good here.
How was your weekend?
Same as always, busy. Long, busy, boring.
So maybe I will not ask any longer on a Monday.
Yeah, you know the answer. Long, boring, hot.
But you are okay?
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah. Also, thank you. I was a little bit busy this morning. I had a person here for the eating, and therefore I was a little bit late for the stream.
All good. Nothing happening.
Okay. A question on GJ here.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned normally if we the bullish candle before the bearish candle here.
Just here?
Correct, this one. So if this would be a bearish one, so then for me this would be an entry for sells, right? With the breaking on the actual candle. Sorry, on the actual candle there. The breaking of the actual candle of the previous bearish candle.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the issue is that wick.
Correct, so if this would be a bearish one, you might taken it, or?
Oh, if it was bullish but with a lower wick and this is engulfing, then I probably would have taken it. Doesn't have to be bearish, it's probably better it's bullish. to be honest. It's close back
too
bullish
strong
at
at
support.
the end.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's I won't enter until it clears the wick, and the fact of the matter is the wick's a long one on it. So for me, that counts to close lower down.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, there's no margin below it as well. There's very little margin to the 4 hour zone. So,
but my question was, if this bullish candle with this long wick to the downside would not be there at the end, so then this would be maybe a valid entry, or
yeah, potentially, but I don't mind it being there. But I just wish, you know, the low wick was maybe like there, for instance.
Yeah.
So I've just blacked out low wick.
Yeah.
And that would have been perfect. Bearish engulfing.
Yeah.
And that would have been fantastic. But yeah, if it closed below, I mean, you could almost justify this candle closure as a catalyst. It's closed below that support, but it's a weak closure.
Okay. Okay, so this was, I was not looking for that. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like, it is a nice candle, definitely that bearish candle, but I just can't avoid that wick. That's too big a wick. Can't ignore it. So all good. What's GU look like?
Yeah, I sent my analysis to the group, so maybe if you would take a look on it. It's a little bit small, sorry.
Yeah, I can't. Why can't I zoom in? To be honest.
Because of the wide screen.
So but yeah, looks pretty good anyway, from what I can see.
Yeah.
Now let me quickly look at it here. Yeah, so you're looking for closure above just now, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Yep, that looks obviously pretty good. You got clean trap to the left. Look, it's against the 30-minute structure, but you've got micro trends to the upside. Your 4 hours form support. You got high lows, high highs, and the 4 hour candles. So I think there is enough confluence at this rate to look for the buy. The daily pulling back quite significantly. Yeah, and yeah, taken in anticipation, it could create more of an upward wick against that previous weekly before it rejects. So I'd still be in favor of the sells, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But where price is at, then yeah, for sure, the buyers are the better option for the time being.
So it's have to be close, very good. So everything should be in line to take a trade. Otherwise, I will not, because as you mentioned, so I'm completely bearish on GU right now. And it's have to be perfect for an entry.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely perfect. You want to see a closure above?
A closure above, maybe then creating a lower wick, so tapped already in.
Yeah.
So and then and not closing too much above the resistance, so that there is maybe more margin to go up. So yeah.
Yep. So I mean, this is good right now. I like how this 5 minute looks like it's going to close back bearish. It's retested. So if now the next 5 minute was to close back bullish and back above, close the M30 back above, and within it you've got the 5 minute retest. So the new candle just needs a little bit of low wick, doesn't need to retest the zone, and it's valid. That's perfect. That retest is absolutely perfect. So now you're just waiting for this candle to close back bullish and close above. It can be a weak bullish candle, doesn't really make a difference. But then
not too much, too strong.
Yeah, because then you don't want to push too far. And then a little lower wick, you don't need a big one, and the entry is valid. Doesn't need to pull back all the way to retest the zone. You've already got it within current candle. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on. GU looks really good. Looks better, much better than GJ at the moment. Much better than gold at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see, mate. Good luck with that. Only one looking at GU and EU. Yeah, so it was GU, EU, assuming it will be similar. It's out of resistance though, so GU is into clean traffic, EU is at resistance. EU looks good for sells if it rejects, but the only thing, if EU rejects, then likely that will mean GU rejects, so hopefully not in trades in obviously you know, in different directions. However, with the news to come as well, that could make it a little bit difficult, the high impact EU news to come shortly. Joe, good day to you, mate. Hope you're well. On GJ, is there no support around 194.05? No, there is, mate. There is, but I'm not interested in selling it below it anyway. So that's why I've not bothered to market it. Because we just don't have the margin to sell it to the 4-hour support. So that's why I just haven't bothered. I'm waiting for price to either come back down to that support to look for the buys, or come back up to look for sells, or price close above for potential buyers, or below for the sells. You've got about, once you kind of spread about 11 pips or so. So yeah, it'd have to be an absolute spot on perfect entry if I was considering sells below there, because again, you're selling into the bottom third of the 4-hour range, the current 4-hour support and resistance, selling it into the 4-hour support. Just don't see it's likely as a rewarding option. So just try to keep the chart less cluttered. Carl, you looking the same on GU? Nice one. For our support, and your chart is 193.86. Yep, that's it. Same as mine. That's that level. That's where it's marked in. So that's why I haven't bothered with this, because you really don't have the margin below it. Is that understood? 19 pips. Nah, it's not, mate. You must have a different price on your broker, on your chart or something. From the low of this candle to this area, it's 14. But what you're going to consider is obviously a spread. And if price did close below, it's going to eat into that margin a little bit. Yeah, it has to be this one now, because this candle is about to confirm support. This one, yeah, it's a different story. Yeah, I did mention I would consider it if we had the right condition for it, but we don't. Obviously, this candle didn't close strong enough. This candle has since just broken it and pulled it all the way back, so now you get it. Yeah, all good, mate, all good. So this candle is now confirmed another bullish candle, which is again another support. So I know it's just consolidating, but for me to get involved in any entries, it will not now be until below this week. Once again, at that point, you don't really have the margin. Look at this. This has just dropped, what, 13 pips in a second. It's what I mean about this time of year, guys. You get shit like this where it just out of nowhere. It's well and good if you're on the winning side of things, but when it's against you, it doesn't feel great.
So no entry from me on GU.
I didn't close above.
No upper wick.
Oh, does it not?
There's a small upper wick there.
It's got a big one here on Forex.com, but go by your broker. I see Marcus has one as well.
Yeah. Now I have it. So when it breaks on high again, I will be in.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Let's pull back once again to retest this zone. So as long as it remains above and breaks zone high, clinch over to the left. That's a pretty solid entry. Gold just looks like crap at the moment. Still looks good. Just pulling back a little bit deeper into the zone. I wonder if there'll be a limit order. I don't think it's closed in significantly enough, but it's not even a pip. Yeah, no limit order there. J dropping.
Yeah, I hope that it will not go down more than 50% of the previous candle.
Yeah,
because more or less it's very strong right now, the rejection.
Yeah,
so no, I will not take.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Better to wait, see how the candle closes now.
Yeah.
Get a weak bearish closure above on the 15, then I think it'd be worth putting back in.
Yeah, I've put the Fibonacci in, and it's more than 50%.
Yep, so it's strong, forming a strong candle. It shows that the sellers are quite active in the market at this point. See on GJ, it's coming down. We'll see on gold. Abdul, why have not adjusted the zone GJM30? A little bit lower than the H4. Here to this point, you mean? Just because it's early in the week, it's the beginning of the week. I want to see how price reacts to 4-hour zones more. I mean, you could, and I suppose based off that, you could say there's enough margin to look for sells if this candle closed below this bullish candle wick. But I'd be a little bit concerned seeing the current daily still has pretty much no direction. It's wicked up, it's created support, it's approaching the support yet again. It is a 4-hour level as well. So being so early into the week, and also being the last real opportunity to trade for the year, in my opinion, with enough liquidity in the market. Yeah, I'd rather just be a little bit more cautious, especially on the Monday as well. So think about that on the Monday. But once again, we're not trending at the moment. All good, mate. Once again, zones are very subjective. Everyone marks them differently. Some don't even mark in a zone. Some just use horizontals and they can trade effectively based off that. So it's just really what, you know, floats your boat, I suppose, when it comes to marking support and resistance. Marking 50% as well, just in case. Oh, it's still now just consolidating under the resistance here. So what Fastball has to say today? Is there anything going on? How does the RBA dovish pivot affect AU? Obviously to the downside, like everything else. Still been hearing some good things about gold and silver. Some of the, yeah, anyway, I won't bore you guys, but be very happy if it comes to fruition. Someone's in a gold buy. Interesting. 2654.35. Yeah, interesting. Not sure what would have been a trigger for that, but Right, GJ just popping back up. Very, very choppy price action. Very indecisive. Makes it very tricky. So normally in this sort of situation, this is a perfect example as to when I'd like to see clean move either down or up. Rejection, catalyst, and then get involved in trades. Once it opens it up a bit, because at the moment it's just choppy price action, which makes it extremely difficult to find some clean areas to trade within the current level. 15 also suggests the same. It's just messing about, really no direction at all, so it makes it very difficult. Abdul, what I think will Forex going to end because of cryptocurrency? No, I don't think so, to be honest, mate. Even if everything does eventually turn digital, as far as you have digital euro, digital US dollar, whatever it is, people will still trade that. Volume? No, I don't think so. It's the biggest, it's the most liquid market in the world. I'm pretty sure it is. Cryptocurrency is just a small fry in comparison to Forex. I don't think it's going to catch it anytime soon, to be honest. I wouldn't be concerned by that at all. But I am trading crypto a fair bit now. Once again, I want to start trading it the way I trade Forex, because from what I've seen, like if I just look back at these charts, I was looking the other day thinking, well, we've got some decent entries on a few of these setups, just following the exact same rules that I applied to Forex. Here's the crypto I'd want to hold it longer, wider stop loss, wider target. USDT is basically US dollar, the digital version of the US dollar at the moment. It's backed by the US dollar, so for every USDT they're supposed to have one American dollar. I'm waiting for the moment where at some point the US decides to reevaluate the price of gold in order to help bring down their massive debt, by just reevaluating the price of gold. Also adding Bitcoin. I think they already do have Bitcoin on the balance sheet, but backing the currency that's been talked about with Bitcoin, I don't think they would do it necessarily. It's too volatile of an asset class. But gold does make sense. Gold definitely makes sense. It's a tangible asset as well. Volatility is coming back in. So gold moving a bit at the moment, but we're still 15 minutes away from the session open. Definitely want to see price pop above this 26.57.80 for any potential buys at the moment. Not going to take impulse entries. I mean, not on this candle anyway. I think there'll be a point in time where Bitcoin's not as volatile. I'm still kicking myself. Completely kicking myself when it comes to cryptocurrency. I should be one of those crypto millionaires at the moment. No joke. Multi. But you know, you can't change the past, so won't dwell on it too much. Still remember buying ETH at 80 bucks, buying Solana at 12, having half a Bitcoin when it was like 3K. Nice strong closure on the 15, but we're still below the resistance here. Much clearer above that level. We can see it's a lot clearer above 2656.87 to be exact. I think one of the biggest issues that Forex faces is legislation, to be honest. I think a lot of governments, so I know here, for instance, there was a class action against some brokers for disgruntled retail traders who were throwing away their money, trying to get their money back, claiming that they were unaware of the risk involved and all that crap. So it's those stupid people which wreck it for the rest of us, which means they might crack down on retail trading. I know here in Australia, it's a nanny country. Like, there's red tape, there is rules for everything. You can't step out your door without bloody, you know, being concerned about breaking a rule or whatever. So I would not be surprised if they really crack down. They obviously crack down the leverage pretty hard here, but also, I mean, they may limit it to, I don't know, like people have a certain amount of income in a bank account or something. That's my concern, things like that. Abdul, what's the leverage? 1 to 30 euros. Used to be 1 to 500. How do you trade? It's easy. 1 to 35, mate. Sure, you don't need to anything more, to be honest. This means I can't have 2 trades really. Oh, I can still have 2 trades open at once, but just have to be smaller positions. But it helps to to promote proper risk management and things like that. So you can't just, chuck on a, so let's say on a 10k account, a 10 lot trade or whatever. Like, it won't let you, obviously you don't have the margin for it. So I think it's fine, to be honest. It might be a little bit more interesting if I drop it further though. It's like a 1 to 10 or something. But in all honesty, it's not, leverage isn't really the issue. One to 30, that's fine. That's more than enough, to be honest. All right, GJ dropping. So now, irrespective of whether or not you get closed below, definitely won't have the margin now for sells at the open. But what we may have is just 50%. Let's see if a London Open candle just melts without the upper wick. Does may market execute a sell as soon as it taps into that level, or maybe even a sell buy limit. Sorry, not market execute a sell, market execute a buy, or maybe even look to place a buy limit roughly at 50%. Again, it'll be very small entries. Haven't lost this month. Been a really good December. See my MetaTrader gold rejecting, so it's all good. Doesn't look like we're going to get gold trades for the open. Let's quickly look at gold. Strong rejection. Yeah, definitely need to close below. The issue is obviously going to be stop loss as well, and the fact that there is not a great deal of margin. Don't forget, we got some high back Euro news to come shortly as well. 15 minutes into session open and 15 minutes later as well. Are you still rejecting? Yeah, gold's still in this consolidation. Doesn't look likely gold at the moment. Let's just now keep a bit of an eye on GJ. Okay, music's too loud, is it? It's turned down. Is it too loud for everyone else? Sam, GU? Yeah, I was looking at GU before. Well, considering, well, not me personally because I don't trade it, but this, if it broke its own high for a buy, but now it's rejecting, come back below. The issue is you got support. So, I mean, for me, it's tough to sell it until really below this week. It's better at that point that you've cleared all support from below the resistance, and then you likely next destination could be around that 126 130 region. Could take it, gets a break even once it taps into the 4-hour zone, but targeting the 30-minute support. You bought it. Where'd you buy it from? All right, let's see the open session open. Let's see if GJ just melts. Show him on GJ. All right. If it taps into 193.763 this region without an up wick, I'll execute a very small market order buy. But if it flips, forget it. Yeah, it's flipped, so forget it. Not interested in anything now on GJ. It's not tapped into this support. Limit orders are also no longer valid if anyone was considering. It's broken low of that previous candle. And gold is just stuck in nasty consolidation right now, so time to chill. EU, nice strong closure below. Bear in mind there is news shortly. Does look good though. Abdul, you were saying you were going to leave Australia. Any other country you would suggest to live? So thinking still in Australia after becoming profitable? I don't know, man. You asking me? I've got one country at heart. That's it. All you guys know where I want to be. That's definitely Thailand. But look, for me, I don't like what's going on here. Others might be, you know, have a different opinion. They might love it, but personally, I think it's just a country that's gone backwards and at a really fast rate. Personally, I just don't agree with any of the bullshit going on here. I can't stand the politics here. I think the guy who's in power now is the biggest flop we've had, and we've had many of late, but he's just on another level. This guy has no freaking clue. Dubai? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Dubai is too cliche for me. A trader's life in Dubai. I prefer Southeast Asia, in all honesty, man. It's better culture, more interesting. KK, in gold buys, so you will correlate? Yeah, not always, but what should be your stop loss? GU? Well, you should have, before you enter a trade, you should know all that. Before you enter any trade, you should know, first of all, where you want to get involved and why, what your criteria and rules are. If it's ticked off, you enter. But prior to it, you need to know where you're going to place a stop loss and what's your target. Is it a swing trade? Is it a scalp? Is it an intraday? What is it? If you're looking for just a scalp like I normally do, stop loss generally below a technical level, like a previous candle or a swing point. So for instance, I'd probably say maybe stop loss should be okay around 126, 270, just below the support, 260 maybe. But just depends what's your target. Otherwise, if you're in for a slightly wider target, stop loss below 126.10. Below the hourly wick. You'd be taken out if you were below the hourly wick. Yeah, it just depends on the circumstance, my friend. Where'd you get in? Why'd you get in? What's your target? But again, you need to know all this. You need to know all this before you enter any trade. If you don't, then don't enter it. And don't just take a trade because someone on the internet like me says it looks good. Because if you're following along and following along correctly, what you would have heard is what we said was, gee, you look good, but this candle needs to break its own high before there was any entry. And it never did that, so there should not be any entry on as per the way we trade. If you had a valid entry, maybe you're in from here, who knows? That's fine. But again, you need to know where you're going to place a stop loss prior to it. You need to know what your rough target is, and if you're going to take partials in between, things like that. Very important to have it all planned out. Raw John, hello to you. Now, buy or sell. There's nothing, mate. Again, I'll just flick onto the charts and say, right, there's a buy or sell just now. So it can sometimes happen, but it's very rare. You need a plan. For me, there is nothing right now. I know whereabouts I want to potentially get involved, but even so, it doesn't mean I'm going to get my option. I just need to wait. When buy, whenever you feel like it, because for me right now there is no buy, and I can't predict when it will happen and if it will happen. All I can do is follow my plan. My plan for the buys is not really at this point until 26.56.87. We're nowhere near it. Otherwise, I would consider it from a retest of the 4-hour support, 26.48. If price was to give me my signal from that level, then I would consider a buy as well. But otherwise, when? Who knows? Just need to wait. May not happen today. The rest of the day, could do this, come close to that zone, pop back up, tap into resistance. No one knows. All I like to say is patience is virtue in this game. It really is. Shown it time and time again throughout the year. Just realized I've got 100 trades for the stream. So the last one was a win. The last 3 or 4 I think have been wins. How are you, trader bro? Simple. I click buy and sell when I think it's the right time to do so, and I take my profit or manage my loss accordingly. That's how I am a trader. Been doing it for pretty much 8 years now, so all that patience. Beats. Could be right, who knows? Let's keep an eye on that. What we're buying, who knows? But I guarantee you, or no, I won't guarantee you, but I bet you that, you know, in 1 hour and 23 minutes and 46 seconds, one of these pairs or another random pair that you might, you know, just randomly type in might be ready for a buy at that particular time. But yeah, your point's quite clear there. Who knows? No one knows when. For John, full margin. If you like, there is nothing stopping you from doing it. It's the beauty of trading. You can open a trade right now if you want, and you could be right. You could be right. Look, anyone who doesn't even know how to do analysis but knows how to press buy and sell, there's a 50-50 chance that when they press the buy or sell, that they could be correct. It's pretty much like tossing a coin, how they'd go about managing. They want to probably like the slightest idea. They'd probably see profit and think it's going to the moon, hold on, and get wrecked as it comes back in the opposite direction. Michael, morning to you, mate. Been really busy at work, only just had time to check the charts. Can't wait to break up Christmas, just to stream it. No, last stream will probably likely be tomorrow. I'd say tomorrow or Wednesday. Yeah, I usually stop around a week before Christmas because I doubt the liquidity in the markets at that point. So I feel it's best to just stick out of it. If you do trade it, I don't know if I can give you any advice about it. Go smaller positions. Carlo, let's open a community account for margin trades only and your profits cry in or misery. Yeah, take profits or cry in misery. You know, I've actually thought about it, doing something like that. But I thought about doing it with the members, just for shits and giggles, see if we can literally flip it. Okay, maybe into next year. There's no point doing it now. Even for like a Friday fun day or something. I think options will be pretty fun doing that, to be honest. That's what it is. Options is a bit like a casino. GJ is still shit, guys. There's nothing at the moment. So we got Euro news to come. So, all right, let's keep an eye on EU then. Because EU, if the news wasn't about EU setting up for a cracking sell entry, if this closed weak bullish, you've retested that support, you're rejecting long upper wick, nice strong catalyst prior to it. So in normal circumstances, I'd be looking to sell it if it closed pretty much as is, as the new count breaks the low. John? No, I don't have Telegram. I've got Discord. It's in the description down below, the free Discord. VIP, I do have VIP. That's also down below. So all the information is there. So the group's going pretty well. It's not a huge group, but I enjoy working with the group. We have an education call today, not long after the stream. That's every Monday. And once again, proud to announce that this is now included in the VIP. So this is the full extent of the way I trade. Everything's there, screenshots, rules, entry for everything, management, all that stuff. So, and 75 videos on top of it, I think it is. Like something's burning. If the stream abruptly ends, you know, the computer caught fire or something. It could happen. It's 40 degrees today. I don't have aircon in this room. I've got a fan and that's it. All right, EU, sorry, starting to melt. Maybe in anticipation of the news. Nothing on gold, so we don't have to worry about watching it for the time being. And nothing on GJ as well for the time being. So let's just keep an eye on EU just to see what sort of impact the news has on it. All right, so what's the spreads like on EU at the moment? Don't even have it up here to know, to be honest. So nicely marked, it's still nothing, it's 0.3. Here we go, it's now starting to widen. Alright, so here's the news for the euro. There goes the spread on IC markets, about 4 pips. Alright, what has the pound done? Has it reacted? Obviously it has, because there's the opening of the 15 and it's just popped straight up and down. GU as well. Like I always say, guys, it does affect the pound. The high impact euro news always has an effect on the pound. So how did the news come out? Alright, so less than the forecast for manufacturing. PMI, services PMI was better, so a bit of a mixed bag. Still anywhere under 50 seemed to be a negative. So you got a speech to come as well, and then obviously you got German news as well to follow very shortly. Yeah, Carl. Yeah, it was for the most part, but then it widened a bit towards just into the news release. Alright, so GJ slowly made its way back down to the 4-hour support. At least now it's at a level I can start to be a little bit more interested in looking for options. Awkward on 15, very awkward. 15 suggests we don't really have any clean areas of price action. See on gold, if it does eventually close above, that could be the option. We'll wait and see. Gold still rejecting. Need to be patient and wait for the right opportunity. At the moment it's just not ready. Looks like it's struggling to pop above the level we want it to. Needs to just wait. Pretty boring stuff at the moment. Quickly, any of the members, have you guys had a chance to have a look through the full course at all over the weekend?
No, until now not, Justin. So
yep.
I will take my time when I will shut down.
Sure.
Completely here.
Yeah.
Maybe I will start on Wednesday or
nice one.
Thursday.
Yeah, plenty of time to go over it.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I don't think I'll be on stream Wednesday. I don't know if I'll jump on with you guys for a bit. I do plan to probably jump on Thursday. Not sure about Friday. Possibly next Monday. Definitely not Tuesday and Wednesday. Boxing Day maybe. I'm home and not doing anything.
Monday I will not be there, so
fair enough, mate.
Yeah.
Any plans for Christmas and the holidays, or just with family?
Well, I will stay at home with the family and then celebrating, and need some stuff to do before Christmas as usual.
Yeah.
So preparation and so on, and
fair enough.
Without any stress at the end. So therefore I decided
that's it.
Trading, because as you mentioned, so the volume will be different, and maybe there will be different behavior on the charts.
Yeah, true. That's my concern from experience. I just don't think it's worth bothering with. So boring, cool, safe. Carl does. Sharif, what are we planning for today's education session? I don't have any plans again, but I didn't have any plans last week, and that was one of the best ones yet. So more than welcome to, if you have something topic you'd like to cover, let me know. Let's see on gold. Now, for the impulse entry to be valid, wanting this candle to close at a minimum. That point there, 50% between the body and the wick of the bearish candle at the highest point of this resistance. So above 26.5630, so pretty much the level it's at now, would give me the opportunity to look for an impulse entry if it did present. Otherwise, closure above. Now, obvious issue is stop loss. So if it doesn't close too far above, it could be okay on the 15, because that will be back below the resistance as well. It just depends where this candle pushes to at the moment, because it could just fly. But I'm definitely not interested in the impulse entry. Off she goes. Now, is it? No, it's not trading. It's coming from consolidation, so I'm not interested in limit order as well. Simply need closure above at this point, at this rate, retest, and then enter. So it needs to wait just under 6 minutes. Oh, hopping. What would be really nice if this 5-minute candle closes back bearish, tapping into this resistance. I think it's close weak bearish. Then we don't need much of a lower wick on the new candle, just a bit of a lower wick, and it begins to break the high. There's your entry. Right now, seeing it is the Monday, I really would prefer it to actually pull back, tap into this zone, confirm that we're ready to pull away from it, and enter as it breaks the high. Still could be valid, but we really can't afford this candle to pop up in the next 3 bit minutes and break its own high yet again. So then it's just going to be, again, really wide stop loss. I have to travel a fair distance just to get involved in the trade. And technically for me, it's not valid on the limit order as well. So again, it's just being strict with my rules. Spreads are a little bit wider than normal too on IC markets. So I definitely wouldn't place any order any less than 2 pips above or below your entry point. Normally the spreads on IC markets on gold are about half a pip. Right now they're 1.5, 1.4. So it is, again, maybe with the lack of liquidity in the markets, this is again when spreads starting to widen, things like that. Based off that, you're potentially looking at a 40 pip stop loss. So definitely, in my opinion, needs to pull back the next candle, tap into this resistance, and then you can use that as your stop loss if it begins to pull away, or you can just adjust the stop loss from the 15, the current 15. So once this closes, to the low of the entry candle, if it does tap in and reject, and tag you into a buy. So that's how I'm thinking about managing it if it does validate, if the entry is valid. So still need to wait for that lower wick confirmation to tap in. And this is still pumping. Still have the margin, which is good. Oh man, don't create another high just now. Of course it will. Alright, so get it. Yeah, get it. It's popped straight up. There is nothing I can do to get involved in that. Don't trust it without it tapping into this resistance as well, so there is no entry for me. On gold, I'd rather just miss it. Yeah, look at this. There's enormous volume in these candles. So we've got the German news now. Also a mixed bag. GJ's just popped straight up. Let's have a look at EU. Likewise on GU. Yeah, it's a tough one at the moment, guys. All the news about it. There's obviously some high impact pound news to come moving forward. Yeah, this is a tough one, guys. Not looking probable at the moment. So I think I'm gonna end it. I'm not gonna get into trade. I can't see any trade happening surely anytime soon, so I'm just gonna call it. Again, volatility is a bit all over the shop at the moment because of the potential lack of liquidity with a lot of the robots, hedge funds and all that switched off for the year. So you've got to be careful really trading this time of year. And for me, that was the only potential opportunity, and I'm not comfortable taking it without that retest. If you are in it, fantastic. Just be careful because it could easily reject. But yeah, anyway guys, if you could hit like on the way out. Apologies for today, not much happening. Pretty boring stream, but I appreciate the company as always. And as always, if you'd like to know any more about any services, make sure to have a look down below in the description. Give me a follow on IG, TikTok, all that stuff. And guys, I'll be on tomorrow. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if we can't find a ripping weight in the tomorrow's stream. Take care, guys. Trade safe. Members, I will catch you guys. See you, brother. I'll catch you guys in probably about 15. So catch you then, guys. And YouTube, see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Take care.